It's always exciting to take a group of students out to paint for the first time. Even after we all get together and agree on a place to work, I know that trouble lies ahead. So, we have to go right back to the beginning and consider the basic act of making a picture. And making a mark on paper is just about the most fundamental act of the artist. For it is with these marks that drawings and paintings are made. It is with them that we show others how the world looks to us.
Good Lord, my dear, do they call this painting?
It's a scandal.
Terrible. Ridiculous.
Preposterous.
In the 1870s, Paris was shocked by the rediscovery of the brushstroke, lost after years of slick painting. The revelation of painting as a joyous physical activity, a dance of the brush, exasperated a public accustomed to the cold, spiritless art of the salons and academies. By contrast, paintings, such as Renoir's Odalisque, celebrate the return to art of a warm feeling for the physical act of painting, the freedom of Renoir. The vitality of Monet gave a whole direction to Western art. As an impressionist, Monet sought in nature's subjects which enabled him to cover the whole canvas with a myriad of rainbow-colored strokes, each different from its neighbor. In Monet's Willows, the whole canvas is animated with the camera-like brushstrokes typical of Impressionist painting. And in Bordighera, by the same artist, luxuriant vegetation calls from his hand a magnificent outpouring of rhythmic gesture, recorded on the canvas with a dance of brushstrokes, now large, now small. Spread out, close together, with a new freedom of expression which Impressionism brought to art. Seurat followed with a new rhythm of the hand. The comma stroke becomes the dot. Continuing the Impressionist search for luminosity through separate spots of color, he achieved a clarity of outline by reducing the size of the stroke to a minimum. But this was only one of the developments to come out of Impressionism. Paul Cezanne was developing another rhythm of work, building up his paintings with strokes laid down like bricks in parallel courses. brick upon brick, Cezanne hoped to make of Impressionism something solid, like the art of the museums, to use his own words. In the late 1880s, a third painter was pioneering in new paths of expression growing out of Impressionism. In a letter to his brother Theo, Van Gogh wrote, "I rushed to my work like a locomotive." In these words, Van Gogh expresses the dynamic power which we find in the turbulent whirlpools of brushstrokes in starry night. From the south of France, Van Gogh wrote in another letter to his brother Theo, "I seek a brushwork which shall be nothing but the varied stroke." This is the first explicit statement referring to painting as a composition of areas of varied stroke. It is in the drawings of Van Gogh that his meaning is made crystal clear. Parallel slanting strokes form a thatched roof. S curves a bush. Dots a gravel walk. Short jagged lines for grass. Each variety of stroke a record of a characteristic rhythm of the artist's hand, the product of a definite movement. The expressive power of the varied stroke became an inspiration to 20th century artists such as Matisse, whom we find here following directly in the steps of Van Gogh in his use of the varied stroke. Today, it is one of the artist's means for organizing what he sees before him and for projecting it onto the canvas. The artist has become aware of the whole world of nature as a symphony of strokes. This way of seeing applies not only to the forms of nature, but to man-made forms as well. A steel bridge, a pile of bricks, these the artist feels as movements, as motions of the hand, recorded as marks on the paper, lines or spots. The spots of nature becoming the spots of art. In the work of the Fauves, each stroke stands out as an individual area of color, red, blue, yellow, green. No longer one of many similar strokes. Each movement of the brush asserts its independent existence as an area of color. concept of the painting as a symphony in which the various areas are characterized each by its own variety of stroke is alive today in the work of such masters as Matisse. And Picasso. It is alive not only for painters. It has opened up for all of us a fresh way of enjoying the world around us.